Okay, Star Trek's William Shatner reveals he's been approached to reprise Captain Kirk. And
Mhm.
I have a theory about how the character could return. By the way, this is Mick Jost. We love him. Great writer. He's been a
Yeah.
friend of the
He
show.
is.
Good guy. Okay. So already I feel like it's some things have been made too much. It's been too much made of this because I'm seeing
Hmm.
articles flying left and right saying
Yeah.
Shatner's coming back to Star Trek.
Hmm.
What we're really hearing is Star Trek has asked him, or people have approached him. Has he said, Melissa, maybe you know better than I, has
Hmm.
he said that he's planning on coming back, or just that there have been conversations and people have asked him?
Well, yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because Mick Jost does say this very exact thing in the article where
Ooh.
this has been, said ad nauseum. William Shatner has been approached, da, 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 da. But I guess this is different because at Fan Expo, William Shatner actually said that he had been approached by an idea that he actually likes and that he's
Hmm.
actually considering doing. And he likes the writer. They didn't say who the writer is, but after the convention and after the cruise, because I think he's on the cruise as well, um, that he's going to sit down with the writer and actually talk about the pitch with him.
Crazy.
Okay. So, what are our options here? Strange New Worlds,
Hmm.
Hmm.
Starfleet Academy,
Hmm.
some movie.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's kind of what
that's it.
we that's
Did
pretty much
That's
they?
it
it.
right now. Those
Unless
are the
I
unless
options.
know.
somehow we get Prodigy season 3 and he shows up in some sort of
Yeah.
fashion.
Yeah.
Did did it not say somewhere that it was regarding a project that's in development?
No.
I
Oh.
don't
In
remember
this
reading
article, let's
that part,
find
I
out.
don't know if it
but
was in that article. I feel like it might have been Trek Central. Is this Trek
mm,
Central?
no,
No.
this is
No, this
Cinema
is Cinema
Blend.
Blend.
Yeah,
This is juicy. We're gonna find out for you, everybody.
but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Ooh.
not. Don't quote me. But
Well,
yeah,
you
that was sort
quoted
of
it
the
yourself. You went like
yeah.
this.
Hmm.
I did, didn't I?
Like Joey. I'm
Mm.
sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Joey.
Yeah, so like
Um,
Joshua Reeve and somebody else. Where'd you go? Bob D. All both said that they saw that the same thing that it
First
was.
story, it was in development. So,
Yeah.
Bob, do you think it's
okay.
Tawny's show?
Mm.
Or it could
Oh.
be one of the many movies that they've been talking about.
For sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
Or there may be
Exactly.
something that we don't know about that's in development
Yeah.
also.
So with
Right.
Starfleet Academy, it's the same, in my opinion, as Prodigy and Lower Decks in that there's no time limit on this.
Hmm.
Lower Decks and Prodigy can bring people back that are 80 years old to play their character that was 25
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're animated. You can
Hmm.
do the same kind of timeless thing with Starfleet Academy because they're all going to be
Right.
holograms.
Right.
They're all going
Yeah.
to be holographic so and so
Hmm.
Yeah.
from 800 years ago. And so, for example, you could have William Shatner or you could have
Hmm.
Kira coming
Yeah.
back. And, it was 800 years ago, but this is now Kira, Commodore Kira, or
Hmm.
whatever you want to
Right.
call her. And so it's very easy to have Shatner back in
Hmm.
that.
Yeah. I think the thing that's the most interesting about this is the fact that he is intrigued by this idea. It isn't just that somebody's floating the
Right.
idea. The fact, like, so what about an appearance or what about bringing back Kirk would get Shatner excited?
Well,
You know what I mean?
there, I
Hooking
Like
think
up with
what?
an
there was
Orion
a
girl.
yeah, there was an actual quote from Shatner that
Mhm.
said that he was looking for something that centered around Kirk.
Mhm.
So he was the central theme of whatever the project
Right.
was that was being
Mm.
pitched. So,
Mhm.
and apparently he liked the idea enough that he wants to hear more. He's intrigued.
That's
He
cool.
says,
Mhm.
the quote is, I've been asked to come back as Kirk so many times. If Kirk is going to come back, it
Mhm.
has to mean something. It
Mhm.
has to be the
Right.
show. But I was so impressed by this writer. So I said, let's talk about it after I'm done in Vancouver. So I'm awaiting a pitch to make it the show. It should come on Monday or Tuesday. Okay,
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
here's another
So
option.
yesterday or today, then.
Mhm.
What about
Mhm.
the SETI Alpha whatever audio thing
Oh.
drama?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Is that
But
even
I would think
workable?
that that's more centered on Khan. And
Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe if they're like, hey, if Shatner signs on, we'll rewrite.
Mhm.
Yeah.
something like that, yeah. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
also feel like Shatner wants to like be there. You know what I mean?
I feel like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
too.
Like,
Be
I
on
he
feel
doesn't
camera.
like
want
he
to just be a
wants to-
voice.
What are you
Right.
saying, Jenny, exactly about his personality?
The man loves
And-
to act. He loves his craft, and he wants to be able
does.
to embody it.
Hmm.
Voice
Well-
and body.
And
I think.
especially he's still capable, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh
I watch the
gosh.
dude run from one side of the stage to the other at STLV every year, and I'm like,
Yes. Yeah.
I get winded watching him.
Mhm.
What are you doing while you're watching him?
Wow.
Well. Oh, Captain, my captain.
So, live chat's
Yeah.
going nuts. Chris Marshall says, I'll bet it's Legacy. Interesting.
That could be
VFX
interesting.
Because what if Legacy was like anthology based?
Anthology.
Mm.
Yeah. That would
Which-
definitely
Oh,
They've
I
been
get
work.
talking
goosebumps.
about
I-
anthology stuff forever
I
with these
know.
guys.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
not really.
definitely something that they're
Mhm.
passing around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. An
Like the
anthology
flu.
would be so cool.
It
That
really
would be a
would.
great show because
Yeah.
you could go anywhere and explore anyone's timeline.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Oh, that would be
Ooh.
so fun.
Yeah.
That would be so fun.
hmm Yeah. Like,
I mean, kind of like short treks.
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But juicier.
But with the, the
Oh.
characters and places maybe that we know,
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think if anything,
Mhm.
Unification that Otoy put out showed that there is still a lot of
It
interest
did.
for Shatner's Kirk, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Mhm.
really
It's a
hope
lot of people's first
Paramount
love.
noted that because, they're talking about, the fan base is aging, blurpy blurp, but
Blurpy blurp.
the views on that on that film are well over 4 million now,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And if you
It's
read the
huge.
comments, it's just people like
Throwing
they
up.
love it. No,
Not
not
throwing
throwing up. The opposite of throwing up. Eating.
Ew.
But
No.
even though the fan base as we know it is aging,
Mhm.
I can't help but think to all of the conventions that we've been to and seeing kids being brought in and
Yep.
dressing up as
Mhm.
Guinan or any of the other legacy characters. So this has become a family tradition,
Yeah.
not just the old people are watching this. Everybody's watching it now from
Well,
old to young.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And anytime I hear the fans are aging, we need to come up with new stuff. I just say BS to that
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
I was a kid when I was introduced to Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was the animated series was the first one that I saw.
That's
And
cool.
then I saw Next Generation, and then I saw the movies. I mean, I had a VHS copy of Star Trek 3, which I absolutely love because it was a Christmas present for my mom, and I watched the living crap out of the thing. Yeah, and so it was never at any point was I like, oh man, these people are old. I don't want to, because I enjoy
Totally.
the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
So that's why
Mhm.
anytime I
Yeah.
hear somebody going, oh, well, the fandom is aging out, we got to come up with new young blood to pull people in. I'm like,
Mhm.
no, you don't. The
You just
stories
need
are
good
good enough.
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just be good parents and
Well-
introduce them to it.
Mhm.
Well, I think we need to take the stigma off of age because
Yeah.
watching
Ah, fuck old.
tele
No.
no,
Okay, I'm just kidding. Please
take the
continue.
stigma off of age.
Yeah.
There are some current shows with some older folks in it that are fantastic.
Like the
Absolutely.
Kaminsky Method. That was a very good show. The Kaminsky Method. Only 2
Yeah.
seasons though. Great
Mhm.
show.
But also Matlock. I mean,
Yes.
Kathy Bates is
Yes.
Well,
but
and
it's
just
such a
recently on
great
Netflix, Man on
show.
the Inside
Mhm.
with Ted Danson playing.
Yes.
Man on the
Yes, it
Inside.
was
Yep.
So
so
good.
good.
He's
Mhm.
So
so
good.
good in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
I
Hey,
want to watch
speaking
it
of so
again.
good, the captain's chair in the live chat says, Jenny, you have amazing Trek artwork on your site. I just bought the And the Sky's the Limit print. Love the poker table. Thanks everyone for mentioning the link.
Woohoo!
Well done, captain's
Oh,
chair.
that's so nice. Thank you, Captain's Chair.
hmm
Mm.
And hello to Herbert Turner. Cool. That's I don't remember seeing that name before. Nice to
No.
see you,
Mm,
Herbert.
Lovely.
All right. So, what were we talking about? Sorry, I just fell apart thinking about Jenny's
The
awesome art.
elderly.
Yeah.
Oh, old people, they fall apart too. Yeah, but here's the thing, all fan bases age. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's just,
Right.
that's just
Yeah.
what they do. But the key is you just got to pass it down from generation to generation. And you're right,
Yeah.
Melissa. We see little 7-year-old girls dressed up as Guinan. We see
Exactly.
people bringing their dogs in Starfleet uniform, which is weird, but they're doing it.
No.
And so if they had kids, they would probably
Yes.
dress up
Yeah.
their kids.
Absolutely.
And then you see people, how many people say, "Oh, I grew up watching Star Trek with my dad since I was
Yep.
a
Exactly.
toddler." I mean,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
all say it. That's how it happens.
Like
That's
it's
how we get it.
like I mean, I've been online asking people how you got into Star Trek for 5 years straight, and 90% of the answers are that it's my dad, my grandmother, like it's generational. Like even if TOS wasn't their original or what
Yeah.
or Next Generation wasn't like the show that was their show, that's the one they started watching because it was the one that their parents
It's the
or somebody
Star
in their
Trek
family was
way.
watching. Yeah.
Introduce the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you know what's
So-
interesting too?
Mm.
Yes.
I was going to say, well, sorry, real quick. The
No,
interesting thing
please.
too is as you watch these stories, they may have been written back in the 60s and in the 80s, but somehow it still applies to today. You're
Yep.
like, oh my gosh,
Code
that
of
is
honor.
just like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
With very
Well,
few
most of
exceptions.
them.
Yes.
Most of them. Yeah.
Most of them. But there definitely have been moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, we're still going through this,
Yeah.
Sometimes they're even more apt. They're even
Oh, yeah.
more, relevant today than they
Mhm.
were
Yeah.
20 or 30 years
Yeah.
ago. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Our good
Um,
friend Rico E. Anderson sent me a text. He
Oh.
says, by the way, when I asked Rico who his favorite captain was, you know what he said without hesitation?
Ooh.
He said, bro, why you got to ask me that stupid shit? But then he said, got to go with Captain Kirk.
Nice.
So
Mm-hmm.
All right.
he says, okay, Shatner, here's a thought. They need to do a thing where he's a hologram on Starfleet Academy,
Mm-hmm.
and he somehow steals whatever passes for the Doctor's mobile emitter,
Mm-hmm.
escapes, and ends up caught up in some Klingon shit 900 years later, and the Starfleet peeps need to go get him or something to that matter. God, Ricky, you really thought
I
that?
love
That's
it.
like
He's
2/3 of
so
the script right there.
fun. But that's exactly what
Mhm.
Mick Jost was saying in the article, was that he could definitely show up in Starfleet Academy.
Mhm.
The EMH kind of opened that door for them, and there's no limit to who they can bring back, like Ryan said.
Yeah. I mean, they've got his bones and stuff in Daystrom.
Yeah.
They could full on clone him, They're not going to clone
Yeah.
him, but they
They
could.
might.
Yeah.
They
But
could.
you can imagine if they did.
Now, did
Yeah.
he say for sure that this is to return as James T. Kirk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
That
think
seemed
that
he doesn't
Yeah.
seem like the kind of guy that would
is-
come back as anything else.
No,
Yeah.
I
Like he
agree.
would be like,
Again, The Craft. The Craft.
wasn't that a movie?
It was.
Yes, it
Yes.
was.
Like witches or
Unrelated, but
something?
yes,
It
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Witches are fun.
Witches are fun.
Boring.
You're
They don't do
boring.
anything.
Really?
They don't do anything. What do they do that's so fun?
Cast
Awesome
spells.
stuff. Yeah,
They just sit there and go like, ah.
that's
The
what
only
they
ones
want
that
you
are
to think.
cool are the ones
The
from the Clash of the
eye!
Titans. Yeah, the eye. He's got the eye. Those they knew how to party. They were legit.
Did know how to party.
Mhm.
Love Cash
But they
and the
weren't good in the
Titans.
reboot or the remake.
Ew, that was terrible.
Yeah,
Which
I
one?
was so
Hocus Pocus
sad.
2?
No,
The
the
new-
Clash of the Titans.
Oh, Clash!
Mm.
Remake.
Oh, Clash of the Titans.
That was such a good. Oh, that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the 1980 blah, 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 or
I think
Mhm.
it's like
70?
19.
Late
Yeah,
70s?
70 something.
Anyway, it was
Yeah.
really good. Harry Hamlin was in it.
That's
And-
right. Good old Harry
it was
Hamlin.
so freaking good.
Mhm. Oh, Harry Hamlin.
Well, I like Joshua Lee's idea here. Kirk is going to be the emergency command hologram, training his
Oh,
Academy
that's
ship.
smart.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
Or maybe he's part of the Kobayashi Maru somehow.
Ooh, I'd like that.
He'll show up just like Dennis Nedry in Jurassic Park. Somebody goes to reprogram and he'll go, I did it first.
Clash of the Titans was 1981. 1981 was the correct answer. That's funny.
I know, it's good. Thanks for watching that clip. You can find us on the main viewer live every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern to talk about all of the week's Star Trek news.